let's say that they go and hire him to be their offensive coordinator because he's a genius. He's a whiz kid. He's had Jalen Hurts and everything he did with Baker Mayfield, and let's say they bring him in to be their offensive coordinator, and the thing of it is that Matthew Stafford is a very prototypical pro-style quarterback. You put 4 wides, you run lots of deep stuff, lots of intermediate stuff. You leave 6 in to block, and you let Stafford sling it around the field. Whereas Lincoln Riley runs kind of a gadgety offense where it's more of a lots of quarterback runs, lots of quarterback movement. Matthew Stafford's more better under center. He's better in shotgun when you get 3-step drop and boom, balls out. And Lincoln Riley has had Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts who are dynamic quarterbacks who can make plays with their legs and with their arm and just make things happen. And that's not Matthew Stafford's style. Matthew Stafford is very much a timing guy. He's very much a throw down the field guy. And the problem is that, they make a splash and they go and they get somebody, but it's not a good fit. And like they did 15 years ago, they went out and they were like, we're going to draft Joey Harrington 3rd overall, even though he's a 4th-round pick at best. And then a year later, we're going to bring in Steve Mariucci. He's a hometown guy, a Michigan man. But Steve Mariucci runs the West Coast offense, and that's not Joey Harrington's style of offense, and it just never meshed. It never clicked. They couldn't get on the same page, and it was a mess. And fans think that we played Madden for 20 years, and it's very easy to take Matthew Stafford off of Detroit and put him on New England or put him on Green Bay or put him on Minnesota, and you can light your Madden up, or you can light your fantasy league up, and it's like, well, how come Matthew Stafford is 8-52 against top 500 teams? And it's because football at the end of the day is all about everything. If one thing isn't right, the whole thing is done.
Right, exactly. Yep, I agree with you. No, I mean, that's the whole thing too. Is when you have a system and not the right quarterback, it'll never mesh well. And that's the issue with that is, you made a good example with Steve Mariucci, who came from San Francisco, and Bill Walsh was the architect of the West Coast offense. He's the one who brought it to it. He passed it to George Seifert. Seifert passed it on, and so on and so forth through San Francisco. But Joey Harrington didn't play that form of football in college, and when he was brought to the NFL, same thing. When you don't have that connection or that click, it's not going to work. And like you said, it's a mess, and it was a mess. And that's the whole thing is people. Oh well, let's get rid of the coach. The coach's fault. Not necessarily. It might not be the coach's fault. It might be the system that the coach has in place, and or maybe he doesn't have the right players. I think that happens more, but in college football than it does in the pros. Because if I think, and I'll talk more about this evening too, I think that Charlie Strong, the way that he is a head coach here at USF, I think what happens is the players have given up on him. They've got 3 games left. See how it goes. I'll be there this Saturday evening when they play the Bearcats. But I mean, I think we'll see how they play this upcoming Saturday. But what I saw last Thursday, a week ago, last week, it was not. It's not playing motivated.
The word I would use is uninspired.
There you go. That's a good word to use. I don't think they're playing inspired football. I don't think they've had up and down as many college teams do. You have up and down games. They win one, then they take 7 steps back before they win another one. So your losses, you look horrible. But to make up that, you somehow seem to pull out a win here or there. Now, again, I might go this Saturday. They might, beat the hell out of the Bearcats. I don't know. Because the defense.
I don't see that happening, but, anything's possible.
The defense for USF this year has been solid. Solid enough. They put in positions to win football games. The offense has been the enigma, but then again, if you want to get into that, Kerwin Bell is here. We all know he won national championships at Valdosta State. I think it's AA college football. Anyway, he won national titles. But remember, if you don't have the personnel to run that style of offense, you're seeing what happens when you don't have the right players. That's what happens. And that's a good when you don't have the right personnel, or either that or your players don't buy into it, where it's a little bit easier in college compared to the pros, because the pros, you're getting paid. You want to bench me, coach? Fine. I'm getting paid anyway. In college football, you're scared to make a mistake because you get benched. You're not going to get seen by the scouts. Your draft stock fall dramatically, so you're scared to make a mistake. So you just buy into the system. Well, after a while, even as a college player, you're like, you know what? We're not winning. This is not working. I don't want to play for this coach anymore. So you give up. And you say, okay, well, we need a new head coach. Could it be coming
and you're
that
just
way?
Going through.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, and at a certain point, you get tired of just going through the motions. You get tired of getting stomped every week. 37-10 is no fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. 36-37 is not. You don't want to lose the game, but it's more palatable to lose a game 37-36, knowing that especially if you had the ball. Like, okay, let's say Michigan, when we losing to Wisconsin could have been a backbreaker. It could have been a backbreaker where, we just didn't look good. We didn't, and some people were like, oh, it was embarrassing. It could have been a backbreaker. But we rallied around the coaching staff, and you know what you saw, I know we got down to Penn State, but we had a chance, give me a chance in the last minute. If Bell makes that catch, it's a whole totally different season. We don't need Penn State to lose 2 more games. We don't need Ohio State to lose a game. But, you see the difference between a 38-10 loss or 38-14 and a 28-21 loss. You can get your guys to buy in when you're close. If we're close and we just need one more guy, we need to make one more play, or we need to go one more stop. And that's probably Charlie Strong. Charlie Strong. Guys, we're terrible. We're not one play away. And I think unfortunately for USF, whereas Michigan is one play away or one mistake away, from competing for a national title, USF is one game away from not even having a school, not even having a program anymore. And that's, because, Charlie Strong wants the guys, come out to the games, and we talked about that at the beginning of the season. You can want, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. And you can want people to come out to the game. You can beg people to come out. You can offer free tickets, and, you can give everybody an A in their English homework if they come out to the game. It doesn't mean that they're going to want to come out to the game. And, you're a Gators fan. Well, okay, so if it was, Saturday afternoon, you go see Florida play Vanderbilt, or see Florida, and win big, or go to USF, and, say it's a $50 ticket to go to Florida. Somebody, say, here, $50 for this ticket to Florida, or you're going to have a free ticket to USF to watch them lose. Are you going to you're going to spend the $50 to go to Florida and see them win, as opposed to going to USF for free and seeing them lose?
Yeah. Well, and that's.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're completely right, because what I've seen, Bud, is, again, being at most of the games. I've only missed one game. The only game I missed was the BYU game at homecoming, and I'm going to miss the Memphis game because I'm going to the hockey game with my nephew. I've been waiting since he was born. He's 7 years old. He's going to his first hockey game, so I'm going to be there with my brother-in-law. So I'll miss the Memphis game in a couple of weeks. But the funny thing is with that is, you're right. I've seen the crowds dwindle down. Again, when we were there playing Wisconsin, there was a lot of people down here wearing red and white. A lot of people in the stands. And then, as the games got where they weren't winning games, they were, they would win close games. But then the teams that we play in our conference, they don't travel very well sometimes. I mean, Tulane travels pretty well. Louisiana, they travel pretty well. They're not far away. But like UConn, we played UConn on the road this year. But I'm just giving them an example. You're going to drive down
There was
Connecticut to come down to watch a game in Florida, not very likely. And because we're not winning, USF, I'm referring to, is not winning, your home fans are not going to come because they don't want to watch a losing product. I've looked at USF message boards. They want him gone. I actually saw a guy. He said, I'm an alumni. I've had season tickets for 9 years. I went through the whole Skip Holtz era that we had here. I went through Willie Taggart, and I'm going to give up my tickets unless you fire Charlie Strong. Well, you know what? That's a season ticket holder. You don't want to lose season ticket holders because those are the guys, those are the people in general that pay for everything. You lose your season ticket holders, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble. I don't care what university you are. You lose your alumni and you lose your season ticket people, you're done. Your football program goes away.
And this is not, and it's different than like an Ohio State or an Alabama or a Michigan. Like, I know there's a lot of people that were talking junk on Saturday after the loss. They're idiots. When Alabama, they wanted Saban fired. You ignore those people because they don't know what they're talking about. They're just idiots. Season ticket holder, alumni, president of the school, you're an idiot. It doesn't matter. You can ignore those people. But when it comes to the small schools like USF, or Tulane or Boise State, pick one of those minor schools, Colorado State. If one of those schools, if somebody, you maybe have 100 season ticket holders, maybe 200 season ticket holders.
Right.
If one of them people says, I'm not buying tickets now, I'm not renewing my subscription next year, that's $1,500 that you're losing at least, and. And if you're losing them, how can you say that we're competing and maybe USF needs to step down, go to become a FCS school, get back to winning, build up their program, and then come back to Division I. That's an option. Go down and beat up on some lesser schools.
Yeah, that's up to.
I don't know if that's possible.
Well, I don't think so because now they've signed all these contracts with these big schools coming up in the next 3 or 4 years. I mean, I'm looking forward to next year, dude, because Florida comes to Raymond James Stadium. I'm looking so forward to that football game because those are both my favorite teams. Now, do I think?
But you're gonna be wearing orange and blue.
No, I'll be in the booth, so I can't. I'll be wearing green. I can't. I could wear blue and orange, but no.
Yeah, but underneath you're gonna be wearing your Florida T-shirt, though.
I wear a shirt. I'll probably wear Florida underneath the USF shirt. So yes, I probably will. But I'm assuming. I shouldn't say. I know one or two things. One, USF has no shot. Number two, there's going to be more blue and orange at Raymond James Stadium than there will be green and gold. And that's sad. In my opinion, that's sad. But then again, if you look at the program, UF has been around a lot longer than USF has. Now, here's the quick bit about this. If they fire Willie Taggart after this season, I say bring in Jim Leavitt, who was our coach when the program originated. Now, he got fired because of his attitude, his temper. Bring him back. Give him a second chance. If you're Michael Kelly, why not? He was the winningest coach we had here in the program. Why not bring him back? I would. Give him a shot. What's the worst that can happen? We have another losing season? We don't go to a bowl? Oh, that's not surprisingly. That's not going to – I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Right?
I don't think the Bulls have 2 wins.
You're not, but the problem is that, this is Charlie Strong's second year, right?
This is his third year. This is year 3. This is
year 3. Third year, okay. If he's lost the team, then yeah, he's got to go. Because if the players don't want to play for him, then there's nothing you can do to fix it.
Correct. Absolutely. Yep. There's nothing you can do to fix it. That is correct.
The only thing you can do is get rid of him and start over. And But